yours.
Gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for this evening. We thank you for the ability that we have in this nation to get together and do business. We pray that you'll be with us tonight. Give us peace, give us wisdom. In your name I pray. Amen. Amen.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Item number 4, we have the approval of the minutes of the last meeting. I did see where there was one change that was needed where Mr. McDean needs to go to Mr. McDaniel.
Oh, yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, I could get that.
Yeah, that's an easy fix. So do we have a
Motion.
motion? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, approval of the minutes. All right, committee reports. Chamber?
Good evening. First, I just want to give a thank you to several of your departments who helped the chamber with their leadership class. We had our first session in May. Your department heads did a great job of showing a good informative time to my participants. So I want to extend a thank you to the police department, fire department, street department, and clerk's office. Along with Jeff Arp of Myrna, they did a great job of showing what the city does day to day, and I'm really appreciative of them. Next, I want to announce to you all in the community that the Chamber has become a Grow with Google partner. This brings important technology classes to our businesses in our community and helps them grow themselves online and bring their businesses out to potential customers. We will be hosting a workshop that's open to the business community on August 19th from 12 to 2. This is a free workshop for Kennett businesses, and an actual Google employee is coming here to teach those classes. So we really want people to sign up for those quickly and take advantage of this learning opportunity. We'll be teaching 2 different workshops. I have explanations for those workshops and a registration link on our website, kennettmo.com. We'd like people to go ahead and sign up for that before the slots run out. Also, we want to give a refresher to the community, or let them know if they don't, that as marketing agents of the city, part of our job is to create advertisements for magazines, commercials, online, and to do that we need good stock photos. We've simply ran through the photos that we have in an attempt to get more photos. We are having a photo contest open to the community, and the deadline for the first wave is June 30th. We're looking for all kinds of photos that showcase what you love about Kennett. We all love something about this community, and that's why we're here. So we have 6 different categories that you can place your photo in. That will be outdoors, events, history, commerce, parks and recreation, and resident life. It can be anything from a photo of the Delta Fair to a soccer game, swim team, our beautiful cotton fields and watermelon harvest, something that signifies Kennett to you. So you can submit those photos by emailing them to photo@kennettmo.com. There will be cash prizes, and the winner from the overall contest will be published in a statewide publication. So that's a good opportunity to get yourself recognized if you're an aspiring photographer. You can take your photo with any device. It can be with your cell phone, fancy camera if that's what you have. It doesn't have to be, but we just want to give everyone a chance to participate. You can find the full contest rules and regulations at kennettmo.com. The final thing I have is that we have received a request for tourism funds from the Kennett RC Club. This is a club that puts on the 3D bash each year at the flat field out by the dog shelter. They have submitted a tourism application for $2,500 in theme with what we have done with other events in regards to the current situation with the fund. The tourism committee is recommending an allocation of $1,250 for this event. I'd like to get that approved tonight if possible.
Motion.
Any questions? Motion? Or, vote?
Yeah.
All approved?
Yes.
Yes.
Any nays? Okay.
Does that work for you?
Yes, that's perfect. Thank you. Here's it.
you, ma'am.
Okay, Finance Committee? Steve's not here.
But I don't think we have anything right now. Well, I don't have anything.
Supposed to have a meeting tomorrow night.
Okay. And then, Fire. Meeting.
Go ahead, none at this time.
Okay. Human Resources.
We did just have a meeting right before this meeting, just to discuss some personnel issues, I guess you'd say. But other than that, I really don't have anything for the public at this time.
Okay. All right. Police.
Everything's great. I don't have anything for the public at this time.
All right. Street.
Yeah, we just met with the Human Resources Committee as well, and we'd like to have a closed meeting after the meeting tonight. Hopefully we get it over quick. Also, we'll go ahead and take care of a little bit more business. We asked Victor to come up and bring some information to us about Mr. McDaniel's situation last time, but if he wants to stop by afterwards, we've got the letter that he'll need to sign and give to Brenda concerning the,
Solid fuel.
yeah, that's right.
What's the issue?
Just making sure
Is
that we
there an
can do
issue?
it. No, there isn't an issue. We had to get it approved by the state and all that.
Did they approve it?
Yes.
Didn't we talk about this?
Yeah, we just
Okay.
wanted, we just didn't want to put words in Victor's mouth, what it was. We want to make sure. He came by and we got the letter for him right now.
Eric, you want to come get that?
Okay.
Then,
He's got you a letter right there.
Okay.
now right here,
All right.
okay?
Thank you.
So turn in Brenda inside of it. I think, also we've got some stormwater. I want to go ahead and approach that while we're here. The Stormwater Committee has been working on a public notice and a public hearing protocol, and it's considerably different for the Stormwater Committee than it is for us normal committees. And so they've come up with a permanent process that they'll be talking to Mr. Bouvet about an ordinance and all that.
Yeah, we'll have an ordinance ready at the next meeting, but they do have their own protocol for any public hearings and public notices. And,
Okay.
they'll have an ordinance ready at the next meeting.
Sounds good. And that's all I have.
Good. All right. Well, we'll switch right over to our department reports. And interim chief.
Mayor, council members, nothing really to report. Fire significantly in the past few weeks. Medical calls remain constant, constantly on the road with those. Did want to pass along that we did have what we call a clinical save last week. We had one of our firefighter paramedics assisted medic one, CPR in progress, assisted medic one to the hospital, and the person was successfully revived. So that's just good news that we will pass along.
Good job.
All right, some other things happening. You can read through some of this, but our fire gear situation, of the 16 folks that we've part-time, right now we're only needing one set of fire gear, so it's going to be a huge savings for us. Radio systems as well, we're good to go. All radios, all personnel are accounted for on radio systems, so we're good with that. No extra purchases needed.
That's amazing.
So, I do have various members going to some fire training for the next couple of weekends. We have a school bus rescue class and heavy truck rescue class that various members will be going, not everyone, so the city's still well protected. And then I will be attending some training as well within the next month, and I do have that listed there for you. Mole crew have nothing really to report. EMA, we done a siren test Saturday. We do have one siren that failed. And believe it or not, is the new one that we had installed, I believe, a couple months ago, 921 Independence. So we do have Blue Valley Public Services going to come in and get that taken care of for us this week. Again, it is under warranty, no cost to us. Finally, on code enforcement, the only news I have there, Donnie has been working pretty steady for the past couple of days on abatements. We have 6 to 10 that will be going out right now as far as letters, to get them signed off to where we can go in there and take care of the property ourselves. So, that's all I got. Any questions?
Yeah, it says the demolition bid presented to the fire committee. Do we have those?
Did Victor get those?
About Steve had those.
Someone's got them. I don't
I
know.
believe Steve has those. We'll throw him under the bus since he's.
Yeah.
I've actually got, some information on that. Shiloh was the highest that, was the, lowest bid with the, met all criteria. His was $68,000.
Whose was?
Shiloh. And then David Ross was, 12,000 more, than Shiloh. The other one did not apply because they could not cover all the home.
Big size. Cake
So,
Have we ever used that company before?
I've talked to Victor about it, he said they do a fine job. So, he said they just take a little longer than David, but, they still do it. I think realistically, we probably have to take the lowest applicable bid, so.
Well, I mean, with that kind of price, I mean, we could have another house or two taken down for that. You need a motion?
I'm just passing along the information, so.
Yeah, well, I guess we do. Is there anything special in the bids that we need to look at? There's so much requirements. I had a look at the bid sheet this time.
Like I understood, everything was, there was nothing out of the ordinary with the bids that were looked at.
Taking back to the other round.
Again, it was brought up that the two highest bid would be acceptable. Again, throwing it to the city council to make their decision of which one they wanted to go with.
From talking to Victor, I'd say Shiloh would be the one to go with. since
Well,
they have the lowest bid.
we'd have to, wouldn't we?
Well, the obligation is to take the lowest and best bids, and if they're both equal bids and both compliant with, or compliant with the bids, take the lowest bid.
My motion is,
And there's confidence and experience with the company that's doing it.
make the motion to accept the Shiloh bid.
Second.
So we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Police?
Last council meeting, I told you that motion was going to be here to look at our radio system. We're still continuing to have a lot of issues, but they were not able to make it. They assured me they would be here tomorrow and start the process and trying to figure out what exactly is going on. Well, obviously, we're going to go the cheapest route first, we'll try on here before we start trying to spend a bunch of money on equipment. Well, hopefully by the next council meeting, I'll have some figures for you on what we need to do, if anything. Also, our body cameras are in. We're waiting to get Brad Ford's going to work with them. We get our software downloaded for security purposes, and we're going to start implementing the cameras out on the street. So hopefully, with luck, by Monday, we'll have everything in place and officers will start wearing the cameras. Other than that, new officers started their training this past weekend. So hopefully, in a couple months, we'll have our officers on the street. Other than that, that's all I have, unless anybody has any questions.
You know, cameras there.
Well, when we get 10 body cameras, we'll share them in the next budget, hopefully we'll have enough to get everybody home.
I'm good on bulletproof vests.
We got them ordered, they're not in yet, it's gonna take 6, 8 weeks.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
That's a good part.
Good evening. Thank you. The 3 vacancies that were filled, they started a week ago today. We've got a week to work in. Still got all 3 of them. Seem to be happy. No real complaints. Got the first day, so a little bit of concrete today, so we're starting to make a little bit of progress. What I'm passing around to you, I think there are 11 copies there, I'm not sure, is something that, I know we're going electronic here, but this came in yesterday by email, and I didn't download it till today, so. These pages, if you look, it's mostly the numbers. The first page tells you what it is. EPA finalizes modification to the 2017 construction general permit. We're talking about stormwater. If you'll turn to the next page, at the bottom it says page 1 of 71. And the next page is just 1 of 98. We're talking about instructions for implementing this change to the general construction permits in the stormwater program. So, just passing along. No, I have not read all of them.
But you had this all figured out? But you had this all under control?
Mr. Weatherwax, you told me that you read all of this stuff. That's how you go to sleep.
Yes,
So
sir.
I'm gonna let you consolidate it for me and give me a summary before I'm out of here.
I tell you what, I will do that when we get to all the street signs completed.
Call him at his office first. Call him at his office first.
I think the street signs are up, not all the new posts are up, the street signs are up. But, you know, folks, I mean, I'm kind of making light of this, but, you know, this is the instructions on how to implement this, so, just a little bit of a taste of that. Staying on stormwater, I hate to, go back, I'm not saying beat a no horse, but, I mentioned to you before that your infrastructure is failing you. Here's a couple of pictures of a lady's backyard where these 1936 to 1942 or 43 construction was done for the storm drain, the WPA line. Work progress, administration, work projects, they changed it to later, which was done part of the New Deal back then. They poured a lot of storm drains in the city. It failed in their backyard. Most of you are used to looking at concrete, looks more like this than smooth. But this was all hand mixed and wheelbarrows and, I don't know, wooden barrels or whatever, and it was poured. Poured in more or less a rectangle shape. With a slip box, we figure inside. They poured it, you know, they put a wooden box inside, poured it. After it's set up enough, they pulled that out. But, you know, like I said, all this stuff was hand mixed and dumped. So, luckily, I want to say that most of the workers were feeling good that day and did a fairly good job, but occasionally you can see that it's failing. The lady called, talked to Gerald, he went over and looked at it. You can see the whole rod down in there. We knew the box of, you know, the concrete was back in there generally somewhere. And then you can see the holes and the size it is with the shovel stick in it. Folks, it doesn't matter whether it's from the 1930s, with the 1960s, we worked in Linden Circle today, probably built in 59, 60 in that area, or whether it was built after 2010 up in Greenfield and Laurel. We're dealing almost constantly every day with storm drainage issues, the boxing, the pipes coming apart. A couple of meetings ago, I gave the Stormwater Committee a list of 10 major projects costing probably $150,000 to $500,000 egress out of the stormwater money. But we're also going to have to keep doing this type of work throughout the city in the future. Stormwater tax members got a sunset on it. We got 10 years. Got quite a job. Switching over the streets. This weather's not helping us very much. We got started with a contractor, a couple of brothers started, poured part of, I think it was in the Belle Meade, got one pour done on Gargus. We got the surprise rain last night, it was open, dirt, raw dirt, standing water in this morning, and 6-8 inches of slop after we got the water out. We're trying to dry it out, try to get in there tomorrow. Now that opportunity's going. And this is happening to us too, as far as our work. You know, when we get 1 day or 2 days of work, it's hard to get very much done. It's slowing it down. Asphalt crew, we've done, we started on 3rd Street, already 5th Street done, prepping, partially before the asphalt crew comes. When are they coming? Folks, I don't know. Last I knew, they were still trying to get off their prep crew, working on the gravel parking lot, so they could lay asphalt, but they were having trouble getting their equipment in on the gravel to get it leveled out in a couple of places. So everybody's fighting this. We'll be making progress as quick as we can. As I'm sliding towards the door, as each day goes by, I just felt like to make a statement, and don't take this as a scolding or anything else. It's just kind of a general statement I'd like to make. As you move forward with the changes in the operation of the city, you're going to be seeing many changes. We're seeing 3D printers. I still don't understand how those work, but they do. They're now printing prefab concrete buildings out of 3D printers. The demand is going to be greater and greater and greater for technology, and that's over my head too. We're hoping that this GIS, GPS, the mapping part of that will help you all and other people down the road. We're trying to enter data into that. You're going to see a different workforce. Younger people live differently, work differently, have different ideas. And you're going to be challenged with coming up with additional funding sources. The city can't continue to function with the revenue that we've got coming in. It just won't work. Inflation is going to take care of that. So it's going to take forward thinking. Sure, we've got to look at the budget. It's coming up that you got to approve July 1, but you got to look 1, 3, 5, 15, 20 years into the future as you're making these decisions about where you're going to get your extra funding. Time management. I'm not the best person on that, but time is where your most expensive item is. It's not the purchase of the items, but it's the way the personnel are handled and the time. That's where the real cost is. So I hope you all will consider these things as well as many others as you look for good managers and well-trained people to help you reach these goals.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, unfinished business.
I've got something.
Okay.
What's the ordinance say about the grass? How tall does it have to be before we issue a ticket or something?
There's one on Slicer that's huge.
Well, I was on a Relay for Life team at the square this past Friday night. And anyway, there's a bunch of weeds up there that's 23 inches tall. And I was just thinking that the city of Kennet issued tickets for 7-inch tall grass. But when we have a Relay for Life on the square, we got 23-inch tall weeds all around the square. So who's in charge of that? Is that the mow crew or the street department, or who takes care of the square with grass and weeds and all that?
We have both tried at times. to
Well,
do
crew
that.
was up there as early as 3 weeks ago. I would be they were up near the square.
Weeds grow fast.
Maybe they do need one more person.
Well, but it's also still, part of that's property owner responsibility.
No, the inside of the square where the courthouse is.
Courthouse, we don't take care of the property, we don't take care of it on
Well,
the inside.
not the grass, but each corner of the inside of the square, there's 23-inch tall weeds there. And so, I don't know who's responsible for it, but I think it's ridiculous that we write tickets for
You
7
talking about
inches.
the courthouse?
Yes, you
Like
got the
where the
courthouse, and you got
sidewalk
the parking
goes
lot on each side of the courthouse, and there's 4 little pieces of, there's not grass, but there's little bushes and stuff, and a bunch
Oh,
of
yeah,
weeds.
sounds right.
Yeah, that's how I'm saying.
Is it? Yeah.
I don't know, but I think we need to do something about that.
Yeah.
I mean, especially when we're putting on a Relay for Life event on the square, and we got weeds and grasses and stuff like that. I just think it's real bad. And so can we do something about that, somebody?
Yeah, I agree with that.
All agree?
Thank you. That's all I had under unfinished business, I think.
I've got something.
You made it.
As summer's coming on, I'm noticing more and more non-licensed vehicles using our city streets. Everything from go-karts to motorized wheelchairs, lawnmowers with, you know, that appear to be just the mode of transportation instead of actually a lawnmower. In fact, I saw one that didn't have a motor deck under it. And a lot of UTVs, four-wheelers, I saw three-wheelers this afternoon. Old, I haven't had those in years. I used to have one, but I think somebody's gonna get hurt. I hate to see one of our citizens get hurt just because they weren't aware that the, you know, ordinance states that you have to have licensed vehicles. And I've also seen children driving.
Well, what happened with the ordinance we were supposed to create to let UTVs and golf carts drive on the road?
I don't think we ever got there.
They got there.
Yeah,
No,
we
talked
about it at one time.
That's why I'm bringing this forward. Now, it's time that we do something.
Well, I mean, even if we do pass an ordinance about it, I mean, I think there should still need to be, you know, a licensed driver.
Well, I
So-
said days and insurance and a permit.
Well, even if we continue to do that, that's gonna have to happen anyway. You know, that would be part of it.
We mentioned this a while back. We mentioned it before, not acted on it, and I think it's our responsibility to our community to do so.
Terry and I, we
Yeah.
had discussed this, but we, as the council, had to deal with some other things before bringing this up as a good situation, so.
Terry and I discussed it in the past month.
Well,
So this committee would be police committee, or what committee would situate of that ordinance to look at you?
I'd say police.
I'd say police.
well, I mean, I say we either come up with an ordinance and to where, you know, you pay and buy a sticker and you can ride, or we start making it, you know, issuing citations and stuff for people that are doing. Whichever.
We can get together and get the
Set
particulars on it as a police committee if you want to, what we want in there, and then make sure Terry says it's legal.
I had sent Jake a rough model ordinance on that, so we can get that done.
There's children with a golf cart out in front of NHC.
No, that's not gonna be allowed there.
Right.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, so let's figure out a way to get that in process and
Yeah, I'll
maybe
get
get
that
go
to the
through
police
it.
committee by next week, by the next week.
We can have all the meetings you want next week.
You're not gonna be here.
I'm not gonna hear the week after.
All right,
We gotta create some
We will
revenue.
get together and have a meeting.
all right, good. All right, any other unfinished? All right. Under new business, ordinance approving construction contract for St. Francis Street project.
You all were provided a copy of the ordinance, and this is just the ordinance formality, which authorizes the mayor to sign the construction contract for St. Francis Street project. First reading is an ordinance authorizing the mayor to sign on behalf of the city of Kennett, Missouri, and the city clerk to attest thereto an agreement between the city of Kennett and Lappy Cement Finishing, Inc., a contract for the St. Francis Street Improvements Project. Again, that's a contract for $728,853.32. since it's, I believe the contract itself is a two-page contract, which is part of this manual. But just needs to be approved.
Motion.
Second.
Question? All in favor?
All right.
Second reading, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to sign on behalf of the city of Kennett, Missouri, and the city clerk to attest thereto, an agreement between the city of Kennett and Lappy Cement Finishing, Inc., a contract for St. Francis Street Improvements Project.
Okay, this one's really important.
Yes.
Okay, you start.
Motion.
Have a motion
Motion.
second.
Second.
Start down here. Okay.
Yes.
Aye.
Yes.
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 No.
Aye.
I'm gonna abstain. No.
Motion passes.
Good. Motion passes. Thank you. It's been going on for 70 years. It's probably been 10. All right. Go back to the agenda. Is the ordinance for humane officer, or humane department.
Yes, and this is an ordinance which actually establishes the Animal Control Committee, which would be over the Humane Department or Animal Control Department as a separate department. First reading is an ordinance establishing an Animal Control Committee of the City Council. And what it does is creates a committee of 3 members of the City Council.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Second reading, an ordinance establishing an Animal Control Committee of the City Council.
Motion.
Second.
Roll
Yes.
call. Any questions? Roll call. Start.
Aye.
Yes.
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 Aye.
Yes.
All in favor? All right. That passes. Mayor's report. All right. Scratch that one off. A few things that we're going to be needing to talk with all of our city employees about is health insurance. We're looking at that right now with CLGW, and unfortunately, there is going to be a rate increase. And one of the reasons for that rate increase is that, and these are rough numbers, that we paid in as a city 1.3 million in premiums. United Healthcare paid out 1.66 million, so a difference of $366,000. So, insurance-wise, anybody that's had a car, ever had an accident, you make your insurance pay more than you pay them, they're going to raise your rates. So that's going to be one of the things. But we're looking at some cost-saving aspects. One of those is a thing called nurse debt, that your doctor says that you need an MRI. Well, you call up Nurse Deb, and she will tell you, she'll look at your plan, and she'll be able to tell you that this facility here has a high rating and a low cost value. Or this one that your doctor wanted to send you to has a okay rating, but a high cost value. So that you can look at and take part in yourself of where to have services done at to try and save money on the insurance aspect. Because as far as most of you know that has the city insurance, you know, the city pays X number of dollars and you pay everything over that. So if we can have a year where we pay out, or United Healthcare pays out less than what they take in, then our rates are going to go back down. But with the number of claims and everything that we had companies that wouldn't even look at us. So, so that's why we're staying with we're looking like we're staying with the company we're with, and that's one of the reasons why. So, another cost-saving aspect to look into if you never looked at it before is manufacturer's coupons, and your doctor says you need to take this med. Well, you go to that manufacturer's website and try and pull off a manufacturer's coupon. Or there are apps out there that will do the same thing, that are free. And whenever you go to your pharmacist, you show them what the coupon is, and they do it for that. So if our employees will take a stance where they will, work at trying to save us money, it will eventually end up saving them money and putting more money in their pockets by having lower insurance rates. I've already talked with Terry about forming another committee, but this one here is going to be a renter landlord committee. Look, we get a lot of questions over the years that, who's responsible for this? Who's responsible for that? Property maintenance. I've talked with Victor, but we're going to have individuals on there that we have city council members that have several rent houses. Talked with another couple of landlords that have several rent houses. It's put them in a room and it's like, okay, hash out who does what, and Poplar Bluff has done something very recently on this issue, so we've got a model to go by. And so that way we can, try and alleviate some of the guesswork for Victor and Donnie's job and take care of some of those issues and get them spelled out a little quicker and a little easier. Another thing that I would like to see within our committees, that not as far as, for city council, we do videotaping. I would like an audio taping on our police committee, fire committee, storm committee, all those different ones, and we're going to be looking for really an electronic device that we can take a little mini SD chip. And after that meeting, you'll bring that to Brenda, and we'll put a dedicated computer where those files will go on it. There won't be public access to them, but they are going to be so that if an issue comes up, that you said this in that meeting, and that's what the note said, but you didn't. So it's going to be a way of, making sure that everybody's on top of anything, because there was a little recent issue. And so we want to make sure we can clear that up and make everything right. So those recorders are not very expensive, but we'll get one. So because most of the meetings are done here, we'll keep it in Brenda's office, and that way you're not having to use your cell phone and download it off your cell phone. And we're not using up extra data by having everybody's picture on there. Because video recording, we can do hours upon hours for voice versus video. And the other aspect, on a personal aspect, I'd just like to thank everybody for passing this and getting our city going another step forward. But besides that, that's all I have for today.
When you talk about the insurance, calling in to find the best value and so forth.
Yes.
Is that completely voluntary, or is that?
It's all completely voluntary.
Is that going to be, I don't want something like that to morph into, you've got to go here because it's the cheapest.
No, because always the cheapest may not be good quality.
That's correct.
So, so what they explained to us in our meeting is that we're gonna be able to tell you that facility A has a poor quality but high money. Facility B has a good quality and a fair pay.
Is there something that is in that contract or in that document
that you have to use them? No.
Is there something that says that we don't have to use it?
No, you do not have. It's still voluntary.
Okay. I just want to make sure that we're not boxing our employees in.
No, it's still completely all voluntary. But if our employees will take a look at, this is voluntary, and our rates change once every year. And since like for city, not CLGF, but for city, we pay $600, and the employee pays everything over that. So if they would like to pay less next year, because we're going to keep it at $600, if they would like to pay less next year, and they can take advantages of some of these cost-saving events, then that's going to be beneficial.
As long as it doesn't morph into something that's mandatory.
Yeah, no, it's completely voluntary.
no other health insurance company you wanted to look at?
Cigna wouldn't even touch us, because they looked at how many claims and all that we had, and,
How
some
many
of the,
employees do we have on our insurance, on the city insurance? Not COW.
I'm guessing, but probably 60.
Wow. That's a lot of claims for 60 folks, I would think.
but see, we're morphed with CLGW.
Wait a minute, so their claims count against us?
And ours
Even
count
though-
against
even
Count
though,
against them.
and even though their insurance is cheaper?
Yes.
All right, where?
Their insurance is cheaper
You get
because they
discount
pay,
rate for
they've
having
been
so
paying a
many
percentage of the
employees.
past, and they won't be doing that anymore.
So their insurance is not gonna be cheaper?
No, it's gonna be the
It's
same.
gonna be the same amount?
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as we're both on a level playing field, that's fine.
Yeah, and that's what, it's, you know, it would be nice to be able to sit there and maybe farm out just city and farm out just CLGW, but, you know, according to the insurance company, but, right now, we're too far into the game to do that this year, but that is something we're looking at. I'm a big fan of spending Kennet dollars in Kennet, and, you know, maybe check it with local, insurance agents for next year. But it's still, that's where we're at.
On your idea of recording committee meetings, don't you feel that might stifle some conversation?
Sure, and I think it, you're not asking me, but I think there's private information that is talked about in there, human resources.
So that's why they will not be public, they will be on one server, and this is so that we can go back on for notes wise.
What do you think?
Wait a minute. I mean, if you're gonna record it,
Yeah.
depending what you record, if somebody makes a sunshine law request, it's gonna be public.
That's right.
So,
I'm,
It's not make a win. Well, it depends on what it is. If you're in closed session, those would not be public. But if it's just a regular committee meeting, I mean, that's public record anyway. I mean, it's a public meeting anyway. So if you didn't have a recording of that public meeting, I don't know why that would be protected. And I certainly don't think it would come under any exception in sunshine law. So I would think those recordings, if someone wanted to listen to those recordings of open meetings, I think they're gonna be open.
well, I know it's an open meeting, but I know that we discuss freely issues that I believe if you knew that you were being recorded, you might not discuss as freely.
not trying to hide anything.
Not trying to hide anything.
Yeah, just like the other day, in one of the committee meetings, we talked about, let's say, a personal matter with an employee, and that just doesn't need to go out.
No, but that's when you go into closed session. Personal matters and
I
personnel
think that
matters.
I just feel like that would stifle the committee's functions. You know, the committees are,
It's supposed to be notes taken on everything.
yeah, we've taken out the minutes.
And anybody can come that wants to.
Yeah, they're open meetings.
And there was an issue brought up at the last, I can't remember if it was police or finance committee meeting, and I went back through my notebook and I said, okay, on such and such a date, this is exactly what was said.
You did that at the last meeting?
Yeah. You know, and I knew who said what, when they said it, and what we were talking about, and everybody goes, oh, yeah, that's right. You know, so I mean, you know, if the committees are doing their work, we're taking notes. We're doing what we're supposed to be doing, and I feel like,
Just, the issue that came up the other day was, even though the notes said one thing, we had an individual that said, no, that's not what I said. And so.
oh, I understand how people misinterpret what people say. I really understand that.
And so that was the
Very much.
thing that Brenda and I had talked about, was, you know, getting those recorded so that, so that way that issue doesn't come up, because it was, it was talked about for quite some time, and that would have made an easy fix, even though the notes from that meeting said this, and then that person's like, no, that's not what I said.
I just believe that there would be more detrimental effect to the committees than there would be a positive in the big picture in the long run.
Okay, well, we can discuss this later, I mean, go, but it's,
But always remember that every meeting starts out, everything you do starts out, it's public,
Yes.
and it's open to the public.
Yes.
And any recording you make, or any recording anybody makes, like, anybody can come in and be recording. It's not just us that can audio tape, video tape, or anything else. Anybody can come in and record it.
And I believe that would stifle some community members,
It could.
some citizens
But
in
it's,
coming in and voicing their true feelings.
Exactly.
If they thought, well, I'm being recorded and this is gonna be in the paper next week, you know,
And
whether or not it is or
Or
not.
it's gonna be held against me.
but we
Yeah.
have to understand that this is public record, this is the public's business we're talking about.
Yes.
And you start out with the notion that everything's public, except unless it comes in under exception. And if it's discussed in an open meeting, and if there's a recording of it, somebody requests that recording, they're gonna get it.
Well, a pretty smart guy one time told me that he had been elected to the council of his community, and his mailman was also on the council. And one day, the mailman was pulling up to his mailbox, and he walked out there and said, well, Charlie, what do you think about such and such that we talked about at our meeting the other night? And Charlie said, well, it doesn't matter what I think, because this is not a public meeting. We're not supposed to be talking.
Well, that's not necessarily so.
Not necessarily so, but
If
that
two
was.
councilmen are discussing something, running into each other on the street, you discuss something.
Not
there's
necessarily
nothing
so, but the
prohibited
general
about
idea,
that.
was that we need to be in public when we discuss things. And,
Yeah.
and yes, I agree that committee meetings are public, should be, anybody can come, talk about things, but I do believe that it would stifle if there was recordings going on. If somebody told me on the phone that they were recording my conversation, it would probably end very quick.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm talking about
that's just,
Thank you.
not a fan.
I'm just trying to avoid a situation that we had last week. Sure. So, all right, that's all I've got for now. We'll open up to, public comments. 3, 2, 1.
They're being recorded.
Yeah, I record everyone.
Yep. All right, so we need a motion to go into closed session and then adjourn.
Second.
Motion to adjourn.
Yeah, motion to go into closed session. And these people.
Okay. Need a roll call?
Yes.
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 Yes. I am recording.
I'm being recorded, I don't wanna say it.
All right, 2-minute break.